Toonami Studios.
Strange Academy, issue number 8. Wow, I feel like we just talked about this book, and now we're back with issue 8. I was having a conversation with someone, and we both think that there's not a solicitation for April for this book. I think number 9 is in March. So if this book ends on issue 9, I am going to be very upset. I will not be happy with that. You got to keep this going. It's that good. So this issue, there was a lot packed into this issue, man. So much to talk about. It also, at the same time, felt like a filler. Like, we have to digest. Doyle just died, and now he's back to life. We need a moment to breathe while we set up some larger stuff in the universe, and it's still so much going on here. It's really fun, man. I still really enjoy this book, and this issue was no slouch. It was just really fun. So we open up this book. Doyle is having a therapy session. He's talking to a counselor, and the counselor is Dead Girl. You know, when you die and come back to life, why not talk to Dead Girl about your problems? Because she's probably going to understand it more than most people would. I think that's a cool reference just to throw in there. I like that we're getting a lot more people in this school. Like this issue in particular, you start to feel like the outside effect of characters peering their way into this world, which I'm like, about time. We're doing that. It's pretty fun. So Dead Girl and Doyle are just having a conversation. Like, do you feel like now that you're back, you're going to become that vision you've been seeing, or that like force, that kind of like journey when you talk to the fortune teller, that you're going to become like the chosen one and destroy all the world? And Doyle's like, I mean, Doyle's pretty much resided in this idea that I'm probably going to be that. I'd rather I become the ultimate evil in the world than any of my friends, which is kind of like an interesting idea to play with. I don't think Doyle's truly going to become the ultimate evil, but I like that he's getting a moment there to like decide his own choices. We cut away to a small group. Calvin's in it, Toth is in it, Desi's in it, and they're with Kana, and they are on this place called Templo Off Dome. And they are there to meet Rocket and Groot. Again, more people coming into this world that we haven't seen yet before. Some Asgardians and some Guardians of the Galaxy in this issue for sure, which is kind of exciting. But they're like, hey, we're ready to go. And it looks like that Rocket and Groot are going to be the teacher's aides on this field trip, as they are going to this magical place to extract some mystical gems from like these weird ancient birds. And the entire time Calvin's just questioning, like, what are we doing here? Why is like magic in this weird place? It's pretty fun. So they're just like trying to find like these little gems that they can use. Of course, Rocket and Groot have some fun banter going on, just talking about like the world they're in, making weird movie references, and they're trying not to like alert like this giant creature, that cave they're about to enter. And of course, in classic comic book fashion, they do alert the beast that they are there. And it's Rocket who's just like the snappy and sarcastic guy. And I like that a lot. So that's a fun side story. You're like, is the whole issue going to be we are here on our field trip? I thought we were going to see that. It's not. We got other stuff going on in this book too. So we are in some spells and summons class with Professor Agatha Harkness. Perfect timing considering she's probably going to be appearing in WandaVision very soon. So she's teaching them like a spell, like how to like multiply your animals and stuff. And even some of the people in the class like Jermaine are like, is this safe? Like, are we going to hurt the animals if we do this? Which they're not. Of course they're not. So we see all the kids trying to use the spell, you know, like some of them are multiplying their rabbits and turtles, but Emily's the one who's really succeeding, and she's made like 10 of these like weird cat, bat, horned creature things, and she's having a good time. But they look outside the window to see that Gus has just been multiplied in like 5 versions of himself, and it's just like really funny. It's really cute. It's really cute. I like that energy a lot. We see Stephen Strange comes to the door. He's like, yo, can I borrow Emily for a second? I need to talk to her about something. They go to his office, and we see that he's like, look, I think the other day I handled the situation pretty poorly. I talked to you like you're an Avenger and not like you're a student, so in return I'd like to gift you this thing. It's a ring built from like some of the like binding crowns that float around Doyle, and basically what it is, it's going to keep you alive for a long time and keep you safe. And she's like, that's weird. You just cut this piece off of Doyle's head? And he's like, no, of course I didn't cut it off of Doyle's head. We both had the idea that this was going to be something that could keep like the powers that were manifesting inside you under control if you ever were to, you know, lose your temper and go crazy again. And you get like a nice moment where like Emily just realizes that Doyle gave her a ring pretty much. It's like a little fun thing there. I'm like, oh, that's really cute. I'm enjoying that. What an interesting relationship, because on paper, you probably wouldn't expect the relationship to be between Emily and Doyle. If you sat down all the characters, you'd probably think it'd be somebody else, but I like Emily and Doyle. I think it's pretty fun. As they're having that conversation, Thor walks in. Again, there's the Asgardian I was talking about earlier, just like, oh, Thor's here now? Okay. Emily's kind of just like, oh my god, it's Thor. And she kind of gets like scooted out of the room because Steven's going to go talk to him. And she's like, how do I get back home? So she's starting to like walk around like this weird catacombs of Stranger's Place, and she's talking to herself like, wow, if I knew what I was going to go through going to magic school, I would never have guessed this. But she hears that voice in her head again from the issue when they played door tag, and she heard someone behind that door. They're talking to her on her headphones. And this idea comes into play again. Who's behind the door, or what's behind the door? And Emily's trying to figure out what it is and who they are. But she finds the actual end where this person is, and we realize they've been there for probably around 2 years, they say. We don't really know what it is or who it is yet. And we're about to get our explanation. It looks like Emily's contemplating and deciding it's time for her to open up and figure out what's going on. But before she does that, she gets a call from Calvin, who's on the field trip, and he's just like, yo, Emily, can you go find Zelma and like get us a portal out of here? Because we're being attacked by a giant bird thing, and things aren't going well here. She's like, why did you call me first then? Oh, you're the first of my contacts. So can you just get a teacher to help us, please? Again, please. Let's do that. So Emily does manage to find Zelma, and they do bring the students back, and like they bring the creature with them. The mindless ones start attacking it. Rocket instantly is like, oh man, look at all these rare and probably expensive books. We should probably take some and study them. Don't you think so, Groot? And you're like, that's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. So everyone gets back out of this place. We see that Eric was like eaten by the giant bird thing, but he gets regurgitated, and everyone's just laughing at his misery because, you know, the dick always needs to get dicked down a bit. Dick down was probably the wrong expression, but you know what I mean. Come down a peg there, Eric. You're fine. And that's where we end the book. So it doesn't like end on like this huge cliffhanger. We're still kind of like, okay, maybe the thing with Thor and Doctor Strange will play into the next issue. Maybe this idea that Emily wants to go find these people will play into the next issue, and the stuff with Doyle could counteract it in a way. But I'm like, this is fun, man. I had a fun time with this book. Like I said too, it did a lot of stuff in here. We learned how to do different spells. We saw the larger world reacting to Strange Academy. We got a magical ring that can keep Emily probably living forever. It's pretty cool stuff. I'm really enjoying that aspect of this book, and every day I'm just impressed we got it. I really hope it's not over soon. I really hope it's not over soon, because I could read this book forever, man. I think it's a really fun idea. You could definitely take like the Emily character or the Doyle character or any of them really and throw them on like a champions team later if this book gets canceled, which I think I might do a video talking about my idea for like the next generation of heroes. Not even like the next generation that's currently going on, like your Miles and your Sam Alexanders. I'm thinking like the one after that. I might talk about that in a future video. We'll have to wait and see, but I think this was a fun issue. It was just really different, really unique, very fun, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it like I have. So, Strange Academy issue number 8, I am going to give a 9 out of 10. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.